But actually, the first thing I want to do is two people have put, apart from me, have put puzzles into the Steam workshop, and I want to play through those. We'll take a look at the fun stuff people have come up with, and we'll try and solve their levels. So the first one is Supply Chain Issues, which is made by Chard, who comes on, hangs out and streams sometimes. He has made a particularly ridiculous level. I haven't played it yet, but I've sort of seen the concept, which is frankly hilarious. So let me talk you through this puzzle. So the way this works is we need to make we need to make two complete metal cubes, but what we have is one panel, or indeed, and I never thought of this, no panels. There is a 99% chance when you trigger a saucer that you get no panel whatsoever. It's just a 1% chance something finally turns up, which is just, oh, that's just brilliant. I never thought of that. It's fantastic. So we need to make a solution which will keep trying to get a panel, notice when it finally does, and then ship a cube when it's finished and go through that twice. So, it's going to take us on average, I guess, 1,200 source attempts, because, on average, we're going to need to call this 100 times per panel. So we're going to need, about 1,200 times. Actually, it's probably 1,150, isn't it? Because it's like, you expect to wait about. Is that true? Because it might be somewhere. Oh, I know. You need to wait for, some number of cycles just hitting the give me a cube button, hoping something shows up, and then seeing if you've got another panel and sending it on. So now also the panel we have is coming in. Oh goodness, it's coming in from the front as well, and we can't have a saucer on the front. So the last panel is going to be a pain. Because even detecting it is going to be a right pain in the what's it. Actually, no, we can just use a weigher, can't we? So we can just use a weigher. That will probably be the quickest way to do it. Yes. So let's have Chard, hello. I'm just about to try solving your level. It is ridiculous. I'm just ruminating on the fact that the panel comes in from the front, which of course we can't put anything in front of the camera, so we're gonna have to start moving panels out of the way. So let's have a look at this then. I am going to do this. We're going to put panels in, doesn't really matter, from the top, that at the back, and then I think I want to use oh, there's no weigher. Darn it, that was I was just going to weigh it every time to see if a cube had turned up. Ah, okay, I can't do it that way. Just have to use the panel sensor, because that would save having to rotate the cube around, which would have been nice. Because then I could have just weighed, got rid of it, weighed, got rid of it, weighed, got rid of it. Because I can keep going until I've got 4 panels, but then I can't slide any more in, because I can slide one in from the top as long as there's a gap on top, and I could just make a ring. I suppose I could go until I've got 5 if I did it in a slightly different way. It's just that putting the last one in is going to be a pain. Weird Beard, hello, how are you doing? Happy Tuesday. All right, so what I will do, well, let's try it this way anyway. So what I need to do is add that. Probably nothing turns up, but we'll spin it down and we'll say, right, is there anything there? Is there anything here? If there is, marvelous. If there isn't, just go back. At this point, actually, we can just go home. For the first one, I don't care. If nothing turns up, just give up right now. Just go home. If something has arrived, then we'll say, okay, stick it on the left for now. Then we want to do this again. But this time, if something doesn't turn up, we're going to need to go back up here Is this the best way of doing it? Because this way, if I was trying to actually build up a cube as I went, rather than building it all at the end, then I'd have to worry about rotating it back into place. It doesn't actually take me any longer, though, because I'm going to have to go back round this loop anyway. But we'll stick with it. You're good, except you have no time to play Hexadria yet. Well, never mind. That day will come. Something to look forward to. All right, so let's do that, and then we'll come down here. Well, I'm going to run out of space as well. This is a definite risk. Let's just go on the end. So let's do that. So then we need to do, because we need to do this. Yeah, if it's going to take me 2. We're going to do 2 in 2 rows. I can do 4 in 4 rows, and then I can't finish off. So actually, that's going to cause problems because I'm going to run out of space. This is more complicated than I thought. So maybe I do just need to. I rotate it that way anyway, but don't do that. It still doesn't quite get me an extra. I can still only do 2. Right, let's not rotate that out of the way. That's going to be on the bottom. So at this point, if I don't get one, I need to rotate back up again. Otherwise, we're going to get stuck. Then I can do that again. So that'll get me to 3. However, at that point, they'll be bottom, back, top, at which point I can't slide any more in without hitting something. So at that point, I'm going to need to store these things. I've done 3, so if I come along here, if I say rotate that way, left, right, I can store 1 panel either side. I've still got one at the back. So if I then go up, I'm not going to get as many into this row, am I? But I guess I can still get 2 in. Might be enough. Maybe, maybe not. So what I want to do now basically is just that. Twice. Oops, hello. That's not right. Just that. Oh, and then I haven't got room to go down either. There isn't room in here to go. Ugh, that doesn't work either. it is fun. This is just the sheer amount of space is more of the constraint than I thought it was going to be. Oh, actually, I've been a ninny, haven't I? I've been very silly. Hang on. I can do this much better than this. Hang on. So I've got 3 that are bottom, back, top. If I rotate that way as I've done, and then go down, I can do 2 more, I think. So I don't need that. And I can just do that. So now, so I'll have that, I'll have one on the front. So then I got to the point then when I've got a gap at the front. But I can't put one in there. So what I then need to do is say trigger right. I'm still not quite sure I'm going to put the rest of this. Go down. Go down. Rotate up. So now I've got a gap on the top and a gap on the front. So again, I want to try and summon a panel. I need to rotate down. I need to see if there's anything there, but then what do I do? Ah, hang on. Okay, okay. WNS0508T. Stony Brooks versus Georgia Tech. I have no idea what that is a reference to, I'm afraid. With computer science, Unit 3D was good. You've lost me there, I'm afraid. But I have just had an idea. I'm just going to leave this here. I'm going to make myself a new solution. What I think I want to do is I'll have that there again. We'll ship it there. I'll stick a thing in there because I probably still need one. And I'll stick a panel sensor in. What I think I want to do is say grab something, rotate it down, sense it. If there's nothing there, then I want to rotate back up. We do actually want to do that. And then just go home. If there is something there, I then want to rotate it again, sense it again. Do I mean again or do I mean twice? I mean twice. Hang on. I want to go down twice because I want to see if there's something. Having rotated it down to measure what's on the bottom, is there something on the top? Because that would mean I then got 3. If there is, well, if there isn't, then I want to go back up. I want to go back up twice and then home. For speed, I think I will do it that way. Otherwise, I would just let it run into that. But for speed, we'll do it that way. I feel like the WNS 0508 OTT may be typing in the wrong box. But Illuminary Interactive, hello, thank you. It is good to finally be live. How are you doing? So at this point, I can keep going until I've got 3 panels already in. How's the launch? I mean, it was stressful, but it worked. Actually doing a launch on Steam is actually, once you've got app approval, it really is just a case of pushing a button. You push a button that says release app. I think it then makes you type into a box something like launch my game, so you can't accidentally click the wrong button. You have to literally type the phrase launch my game into a box, hit go, and then it's live. It's very easy to do. But yes, it was quite stressful. And then I think within... When did Intertooth go live? Like, it was like within like half an hour of the game going live, someone was streaming it, which was exciting. I mean, he'd planned to do it. So we had a bunch of streams on launch day. That was exciting to watch, just being a bunch of different people's streams, playing the game, playing the live version of the game, which is really cool. yeah, and since then I've been, you know, looking for bug reports. Like, I fixed one or two issues that were quite awkward, as in sort of they weren't game breaking bugs, so they were fairly serious. So I patched a couple of things, which is just inevitable once you've lost a game, and it's not just me looking at it anymore, but loads of people are looking at it. That's just going to happen. So I've patched some stuff. Now I'm playing some workshop levels. So Chard, who certainly was in chat, may still be, made this level. It's in the Steam Workshop, so I downloaded it. Although I'm playing it through the Unity editor, just because that was slightly easier for me. Because then we're going to go into, you know, OBS is set up to track the screen and that kind of thing. But it's just from the workshop. Lazamat, hello. And then there's another one arrived as well, by someone whose name I forget. But yes, we'll play that as well, and then we'll get into fixing some stuff. Lazamat, hello, how are you doing? All right, so at this point, we have managed to put 3 panels in. And having done that, if we get to here, there will be a panel top, front, and bottom. So if I then rotate that way and down, there will then be a panel on the bottom. But then front, top, back will be blank, and I can carry on. So at that point, we'll come down here. We'll go to the next row. And we'll do this more or less again. In fact, actually, what I will do... Hang on, I said at this point we'd have top, front, back. Actually, I think what I'll do is I'll go right. I'll take the side that's on the front off. I've then got top and bottom. If I rotate that way, I can actually just do this again. So in fact, I can just do that. And if we get to that point and there is something there, I then just need to work out where the gap is. I've done the same thing again, so the gap will be on the back. So if I rotate it left, trigger right, and ship, that should do it, maybe? Right, so look, we're just getting... Oh, look, nothing's here. Nothing. This is just generating no cube. This is hilarious. I just genuinely never thought of that. Yeah, a whole lot of nothing going on here. But if I just... I'm going to run this at max speed and we'll see where it goes wrong, because it inevitably will. But, okay, we've got some panels now. Right, now we've got 2. Okay. Oh, okay, we've got 3. And... Hang on. Okay, we've stored 1 here, and we've got 3... We've got 3 in a U shape. So we should do 2 more and then come around. Oh, well, we're still stuck here. Hang on. Which we should be doing it over here. Okay, that's gone wrong. Why did I not end up over there? Let's wait until the panel goes away. There it is. So the panel is gone. Oh, I'm going home. I don't want to be... Of course, I left these homes in, didn't I? Which I don't want. Yes, I need to do these slightly differently. So I don't want to go home here. I just want to go back up. And in fact, this is where I will just leave it like that, because that should then spin it back up twice. Because this is the case where we span it down once, we didn't find anything, just spin it back up again. Span it down once, did find something. Span it around twice to see if we were finished. We weren't, so we want to go back up twice to back where we were at this point. So that, I think, might be what I was missing. Yeah, here. Now we're spinning around this. Okay. Okay. Hey, you're up there now, are you? Yeah, okay. I forget exactly where it is you live. You know, we could meet up sometime. Come on, this is gonna suddenly go. Yep. Okay. Right. So there we go. So at this point we go, right, okay, we've now found panel number 6. So have that on the end, ship it, and off we go, and we go back to the start. So that took 1,600 steps, which is, you know, some. But we know it works. Nearest to Bosch. Ah, okay. Yeah. I mean, my my parents are sort of between here and there. There it is. So that took 5,275 steps. Brilliant. Okay. And I wonder how many people have solved this level, because I may have done it with fewer devices. It's not clear to me whether nobody else has done that. Although I have the power to find out exactly how many people are in. Oh no, there must be more than. Yeah, okay, there must be more than. Must be 4 people who've done it because we've got different scores. Okay, 14 commands. Interesting. Literally half the number. There's some way of only building it once. But then you'd need to know whether you were finished or not. Interesting. Oh no, I did know there were some places I could save some commands. But anyway, I've solved it. That is surprisingly fast. Because if you're expecting about 1,200 of which are just give me a source, give me a source, give me a source, there isn't. Oh, do they? Oh, okay. Oh, maybe. When did we have this conversation? We must have talked about this, and I can't remember. Okay. So, you know, I can make it slightly quicker or slightly fewer commands by doing that. In fact, I don't even need to do that technically. I can just go off the end. That saved me 3 commands already. It just takes even longer to run. I wonder if I could do it with. I wouldn't actually save me any time, that would it? Thinking I could maybe flip track direction and sometimes go one way up here and have this be just the move back track, but depending on where I come from, move either right or left. But it don't actually save me any time, and it just means I add more commands. If I want speed, I don't want to do it that way anyway. Yeah, doing that in 14 commands is like seriously impressive. Must be a quicker way to cycle than this. Just why I was expecting to be able to use a weigher. Oh yeah. Oh, an industry event. Ah, okay, right. Yeah. No, I also will be. You know, yes, vague. Okay, right. That makes more sense. So I was thinking we're being vague. You know, when would we have not been? Yeah, okay, in person. Cool. Right, I'm there. So there's got to be a way to cycle through this quicker. Ooh. Okay. How about what we do is we try to store it, and actually we don't care whether or not it's full. So okay, I mean this is a successful solution. Todd makes hello. How did the launch weekend go? Yeah, it was you know, it was just, you know, my body was just doing adrenaline, nothing else for a while. But you know, it's live. Nothing major seems to have gone wrong. I've had to fix a couple of things, but there's no like massive absolute shockers. So that's cool. I've been watching people streaming it. You know, so yeah, it's exciting. I'm finally here. after, 4 years. Yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying it. And I've sorted out things like if you now go to the store page, you can see my face, talking about the game on a loop from a robo stream, which, one of those things that people do, which may or may not help sales. Hard to say. I can't really A/B test it very easily. But, there we are. All right. So this is going to be slow first solve. We're going to copy that, and I'm going to play this, and I think maybe what I can do, I'm going to get rid of basically all of this. I think so. If we detect something, I'm going to go that way, try and store it. Rotate, which may or may not work. Rotate back. Actually, I don't need to do that. I can rotate the other way again. So now, because what that will do is it will just take the first 3 times you do this, it'll take the panel away. Once it stops because it's full, then we'll start accumulating cubes, and that's fine. So that'll take it away. If it doesn't, then we now have a panel on top. But also what I care about is do I have a panel at the bottom, because if I've managed to store 3 and I've now got 3 in a U shape around, then I'm done. So let's sense this again. Do I now have a thing on the top? On the side? If I do, well, if I don't, I want to go around. I want to go back again. Oops. That. And then go home. Back to the way it was. If I do, then I am finished. And what I want to do is go right down. It's still more than 14, which is annoying. There, oops, and then ship it, and we're done. Maybe? So we've now stored 3 panels, now we're building up panels. Yep, that works, okay. That's going to be a bit quicker, I think, maybe, because we've got less faffing around. Certainly a lot fewer commands. Come on. Maybe not quicker. Okay, it was a bit quicker. Fewer commands. Why rotate and then store? Can't you just store? So the panel I'm trying to store is going to be on the front when it's just arrived. And then I need to check whether it's on the bottom. So it comes in the front. I rotate down to sense it because I need to sense it here. So then I need to stick it up on that side so I can store it. So because I'm only looking at one panel at a time, once I've sensed it and gone, oh, it's there, I need to rotate somewhere so I can, because I need to make it face a different device. I mean, trivially, I can get rid of a couple of commands just by doing that. I can't get rid of that one because then we'll rotate up, which will cause problems. But I can do that, and this is going to take even longer to run, but it'll take a couple of commands off. I'd love to know how you do this in 14. That is particularly exciting. Just over and over again. Like, how many times have I requested this now? Like, there's just a big gap in the middle there, I think. There we go. That took longer again, but it got me down to 19 commands. 14. 14. That is... Got to get rid of 5 commands out of this. What? Watching from the oh gosh, okay. I didn't realise you were on your way somewhere. But yeah. How you cut? I mean, I've cut a lot out of this. How you cut 5 more out of it, I don't know. That is quite something. Oh, that's true. Yeah, I can save 2 if I can do it in 2 lines. Although I might then need another home command. I suppose I don't care at that point. But yes, I'd only have to shift this one over. If I can get that one earlier, then I can go up here. And actually then... Well, I might care about these. Actually, no, if I'm shipping, I'll just ship the cube. I don't care about that lot. Yeah, that's true. I literally just shipped a cube. I don't care if I run these on the way out. Nothing happens. Delete. Oh, lovely. Yeah, you can go away. How do I get? Where's the thing for this? Go away with you, sir. What is it again? Justin something or other. No, he's already left the chat, in fact. Well, I'll just block. And also, how do I delete the chat? They moved. Had this problem recently. Like they seem to have like moved the. I now can't find the thing to delete the chat. Oh, there we go. There's okay. There we go. There, right. There we are. I have to click on him and get a thing over here. Right. Okay. Right. Yes. Because I think you used to be able to do that just from the basic chat thing, but now it seems to move somewhere else. Anyway. Right. Fine. All gone. You want to see a Necron? Oh, you probably haven't seen this actually. So I have completed a building. Hang on. I mean, strictly speaking, this isn't the Necron, but it is the latest bit of Warhammer stuff that I've done. So here we have a piece of gaming terrain. Yeah, so it's got 2 floors. It's got has got a model in. It's got a dead Scutarius in the corner here, just because if you get a model in there, it's kind of hard to reach in and get it out again. So having him just kind of taking up some space just stops having to fish around for stuff during a game. But it's got 2 floors, a very small top floor, bigger one in the middle, so you can have little miniatures kind of standing on here and sniping out through windows and stuff. This sort of pillar has a bit of interesting sort of barrier terrain on the bottom. This side has all of these. So these these bits sticking, these genuinely are holding the floor up, as in they're the same beams as in here. And so they stick out on the other side, where once upon a time there would have been cloth awnings to give a bit of shade, but they're mostly broken now. There's a few shreds of cloth. Where are we? One there as well. There's a few tattered remains of cloth here and there. And that is, yeah, that's the latest thing I built. It's kind of fun. It's hard to see if it'll come out on the camera, but I've kind of actually painted kind of, if you can see that, little dots. So there are, you know, the ends of planks. There are sort of lines and sort of marks for nails and that kind of thing. Yeah, and I might be able to dig out a photo of the dead Guitarius. Hang on. That there for now. Let's see if I can dig out a photo of the Guitarius before I glued him in place. Warhammer. Well, that's before I painted him, which isn't quite ideal. Yeah, I did have to green stuff in my cloak. So there we are. That's the which came out way better than I was expecting. I sort of, you know, got it looking nice and thin, attached it to his back here, folded it underneath him, and it just kind of folded up like that automatically. I thought that's perfect. I'm not going to do any better than that by deliberately. I'm just going to leave it. That is done. Don't change anything. But did I not photograph him before we went in? There might be some photos on my phone that I haven't put onto my PC yet. I suspect is what's. I'm fairly sure I did photograph him, but there might be some photos in Discord. But yeah, if you scroll back through the history in general, you might find pictures of him. But why is the wall still full of post-its? Well, there are still things I want to fix. You know, there are still things I wanted to do. A lot of those actually, I think, won't happen. They're from features that I scrapped or this, that, and the other. But at some point, yes, I may get around to taking those things down. I pinged Discord just as Stream Elements decided to tell everyone about Discord. Excellent. But yes, there are some, and there's also like a pile of them here, which the ones I'm sort of made a bit more recently. But yes, still things to do. I'm going to be working on fixes and tweaks and stuff for a little while. So June and July, I am mostly doing some assessment work for some. So there's some people who've been through the government's game programmer apprenticeship who need assessing. And I'll be doing some of those June and July, but on sort of in between that, I'll be keeping on tweaking this. I'm not going to start anything new until that's done. So still time to fix things and make things better. Add in bits I never quite got around to. All right, so oh yes, I was trying to work out if I could get this onto one line. Although I don't think Joe was saying if I don't need the third line, it saves 2 more automatically. But I mean, if I can get onto here, it saves me 1. So unless I can somehow finish it. Oh. So yeah, if I have to push this back by 3 to get all of that onto one, because then I'll get 1 egg spare here, and I could then get the other 3 on. But that's really going for it. Ooh. Hang on. Oh, no, I don't really want to do that, do I? Thinking if I did find something I could go down here and finish it and run off the end, but then the case where I don't get anything gets weird and complicated. I think I could move some of those down there, but I'm not sure how I would then carry on. I do have an empty device slot, that's true. There were some solutions in 5, which was interesting. What would you put in there? Either it's more storage, because there's literally only 4 choices here. I don't need another source, so that doesn't help, I don't think. There's no point having 2 shippers. Either it would be more storage or it would be another sensor. Now, if it was more storage, well, if I stored 6 panels, then I have to get them all out again. Just getting them out would take me another 6 commands plus a bit of rotation. It'd be like 8 commands to build a cube out of, so that's no good. So if it was another sensor, then how would I exploit that? Ah. So what I can do is I can do that, try and store it. Although if I keep rotating, it's going to get problematic. Hang on, so if I... So I've added one to the front, I've rotated down. If I then rotate back up, it's going to seem inefficient, but it may become clear why I'm doing this afterwards. Hang on. Again, I'm going to take a copy of this. No, this is, was that 19 commands or something? Duplicate that. I've already got that extender there. If I then go, okay, rotate up, rotate right, try and store it. If I then have something here on the left, then I'm done. At which point I'm still going to run out of space though. Actually, no, I suppose I'd already have. So I'd store 3. Up. Imagine I stored 3 in here. Let's go back to doing it that way. See if I can do it. I store the 3rd one in there. But then what I'd be measuring would be over here would be the top panel. Up, right. I suppose I don't need to worry about that. Yeah, if I've got it there, then I must be already. I know I've already finished. There's no point trying to store it there, is there? Oh, in fact, I can do it here, can't I? So, because if I manage to get 3 stuck out left, back, right, I've added another one, also it'll leave front, won't it? I'm storing 3. And I've rotated them around. So then if there's something on the left, then we're done. So I just need to go Okay. May I just divert this track in a minute. If there is something there, I want to say, okay, trigger right. I've got back, left, front, right, and I want to go like that. Right. Oh, I just hang on. Is there a better way to do this? I think I need to do that, then right, then rotate it again twice. Now I'm one short. I want to do this one command less. Actually, I can do if I do it that way. I could go right, rotate it. Oh, hang on. Wrong. No, I couldn't. If it goes that way, but then I've got problems here. And I could say, oh, we'll force it to go that way, but then I'd have to do a similar thing over here, and suddenly I haven't gained anything because I haven't got any more space. So if we've got something there, we've stored 3 panels, we've got 3 panels here. Yes, do I just need to rearrange everything? Is that going to help? I rearrange things. I think whichever way I do it, I'm going to end up with panels in a U shape, and I've spotted I've come around to the third one, and this store is going to be on the opposite, on facing one of those gaps, I think. And therefore, I don't think it would help. I'm also not quite sure what to do here either, because if there isn't anything, then I need to say actually, I could do that. If I then just do that and then go home, which again, I could avoid the home for command count later, but then I can say, all right, if I've got something, if I'm finished, then I just want to say, all right, drop that, rotate, do it again, rotate, rotate, do it again, ship. But if I haven't, I then want to say, okay, go up, right, store it, go home. But maybe don't go home. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, if that works, I'm 1 over. Oh. This is going to work. Stored 3. Nope, that hasn't worked. What have I done wrong? Hang on, so let it actually fail. Oh, All I've done is, hang on, it's gonna take a while. Taking even longer to run. Right, so I should now. Oh no, I ended up with too many. I haven't pulled out at the right time, I don't think. Because I've done it, but I've got a panel left. So that hasn't quite worked. So I've got one panel down the bottom. I'm going to say, is there anything there? No, okay. Shove it in there. Great, okay. And do it again. Got a third one. Okay. And now I'm saying, all right, I've got another one. And we're going to sense it. Nothing there. Try and stick it in. Nothing happens. Okay. We've got another one. So now we've got two. So we sense it and go, is there anything there? No. So then we rotate it up. Rotate it round. Try and store it. Nothing happens. Okay. So now we've got that. Do I need to do the other bit first? Because what I can then do is I can say, all right, nothing there. But actually, if I want to sense it there, really, that's when I want to sense it and go, oh, I'm done. Hurrah. Oh, in fact, actually, then I can, yeah, rotate with only. I don't need to do the. Well, I still need to do 3 rotations to get everything in, wouldn't I? So I guess I'm just going to take a screenshot of this so I can move things around and not lose track of what I'm doing. So if I say, actually, what I want to do, the first thing I want to do is say, hey, have we finished? If we have, fantastic, let's do some stuff. So maybe I'd say, well, if we have finished, then we'll say, okay, rotate that way, right, 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 right. Ship, that seems unlikely to be the best solution. This is already using 8 commands. Got 6 more. Otherwise, we want to say, okay, give me a cube, maybe, probably not. Go down, sense it. This doesn't feel right, but never mind. Nothing there. All right, well, go back up again. If there is, actually, maybe it is. If I then say, okay, I know it's not quite, is it? Up, right. Try and store it. Again, that's still one too many, isn't it? I think. Okay, it is working. King 1010, hello! Hey, thank you very much. Yeah, it is good to finally have reached that point. It's good. How are you doing? We are solving a very silly workshop level. Here we go. Soon. Right. Oh, is that 14 or have I? Hang on. No, I've done 15. I'm just in the same box. One off! One off! So, I don't think. Hang on, if I get to this point. No, let's get to this point. store it that way. When I get to the point where I've done this and I've run out of space. If I do it now, if I try and rotate it, maybe can I do it just like this? I don't feel like it's going to go wrong, but okay, so we've now got that. We've now done that, and we've gone, oh, okay, try and store it. Nothing happens. Fine. Then we come to here. No, maybe it is fine. No, it's not, because it's going to be on the top. That's the problem. Yeah, it's going to be it's going to be the wrong way. Yeah, if I now do this, it's going to go, oh, okay, try and store it, and then it's going to break. I'm going to, well, since I get something, think, oh, okay, there is also a bug, it turns out, this level reveals, where if you, basically trying to add an empty cube is different from adding no cube, which causes problems. I've just, yeah, that triggers that bug, so I can't do it that way anyway. But also, when I finally did get something, it would just go down here and smack into there. So I don't want to, if I rearrange these things, could I get away with it? If I was storing on the back, then I would just want to go it needs to be out of the plane. It needs to be out of the plane of the vertical. So I don't think I need to get back up, otherwise the one on the back is going to... If I try and... Hang on, if I go back to the way I was, like that, but if I take this out and just let it go home, I think that's going to break as well. Got one, two... We've got the third one now. This one, I just do that. It doesn't go away this time. Like this, actually at the moment it's fine, because it's just going to keep rotating around the same spot, but basically there's no guarantee. I mean, it might work and it might just be cheesy. If I do that and that, now if I run this again, yeah, it's going to be, that's in the way. Of course it's going to fail every time. Yeah, forget the cheese, it's just going to fail because I'm putting an empty one in. How did I decide where this finish line was? So, in 2 days' time, there's going to be a festival called the Cerebral Puzzle Showcase, which is a big puzzle-focused event on Steam. And I thought, I think I can make this, but if I want to go for it, I kind of need to commit to having the game out by then. So I thought, okay, can I do this? I think I can. So I committed to that, which meant working quite a lot the week before. There was like a week of like, oh, I'm just going to keep going. You know, I sort of worked over the weekend, the week before launch and that kind of thing. But I thought it'll have enough things in it that I can launch it. All the things I wanted to do, I won't necessarily quite be able to squeeze in, but it will be, you know, 95% done and shippable. So I got to the point where I thought I can ship this, I think on like Monday, and I launched on the Thursday. And I was doing other marketing-y stuff and that kind of thing. So, yeah, it seemed achievable. There was a good reason to launch it then. So having gone out a week before festival, it means that the launch discount runs during the festival. So if the game is out to be in the festival, it has to be on discount. It's already got to 10 reviews, which is important. So when people see it in the festival, they'll already see, oh, it's rated positive on Steam. And Steam is showing it to people in the discovery queue and that kind of thing. So that helps. So yeah, that was the week it seemed to make sense, or the day it seemed to make sense to launch. Yeah, so I decided, let's do this, get it done, and there we go. Am I just a rotation off here? Am I just being daft and there's a way I can just rotate something slightly differently and it will be fine? One command off. That's really quite frustrating. Obviously, I can do it quicker by doing this. That will save. It won't save a lot of time, actually. Well, I suppose it saves 1 tick every time I go around here, but it's still going to be pretty slow. I suppose we get around this so often that even 1 step save is probably reasonably significant. It's going to be a few hundred, isn't it? Still not exactly, you know, stellar. Hmm. Oh, and there is a known bug here, by the way, which is that these, like, for workshop levels, this is never right. This is just your last run. I do need to fix that. I don't know. Oh yes, I've had that. A bunch of people seem to have it on their wish list, but also, like I can see other people who've got it in their wish list and have also played it. Like Omni, who streamed it, like has the game, but also it's in his wish list. I don't quite know why Steam's doing that. Whether it's an issue with people getting its kickback rewards and getting off keys or what, I don't know. I genuinely don't know whether people who had it before the game came out, maybe. I don't know, because you could activate the key before the game released. You couldn't play it unless it was an override key, but mine was. But because I tested it on on my normal account to make sure it would work properly. Yeah, I don't know how to remove it manually. Seems not remove the game from the wishlist after you buy. Oh, that's interesting, because like the game, so there are lots of graphs that Steam shows you, and I'm now on the case where, like, number of wish lists is this, number of daily wishlist balance is slightly lower, and the reason it's lower is there are some activations down here where people have bought the game off their wish list, and so the difference. So certainly for some people, it does come off the wish list because it's saying, well, your wish list total has only gone up, hasn't gone up by as much as the number of people wishlisting the game because some people have also bought it. Yeah, it's no longer on your wish list. Yeah, so I don't know why it's getting stuck for some people. But yeah, for some people it definitely is. So Omni, it's still showing up for him as this one, a friend wants this game. So yeah, I don't know why that happens. Yeah, it's weird. But that's definitely a Steam problem rather than a me problem. There's nothing I can do about that. That's nothing I've configured on my end. That's just Steam doing its thing. All right, we are 1 step off this. I'm going to move on to the other puzzle. But that was fun, Char. Thank you. It was trickier than I thought it was going to be. I hadn't quite realised how space constrained in terms of number of steps I was going to be until I got it right. So that was cool. There's also this one, which I found. I spotted this today. Someone I don't personally know the person who made this. I don't think, unless you've got a Steam name, which is not something I'm familiar with. But this is. The idea here is that obviously I've got to get my target cube to here, but I think what's going on is that I can't go this way round, so I've got a saucer here. This thing is going to give me a cube. I think it's just going to kind of sit there. If I run this is going to, set fire. Yeah, it's going to take a panel off, set fire to the rest of the cube, put a payload on it, send it up. This is going to say what's going over here now. This is now just going to sit here forever. That's it. Now, here, what this is going to do, it's wait for something to arrive, it's going to weigh it. If it's not heavy enough, it's going to recycle it. And the other thing is, I can't add any more payloads. So I've got to use this one payload I've got to keep getting cubes around. Every time something comes in. So what I think I've got to do is I've got to pass one payload around this loop over, and I've got a saucer here and I can't move it and I can't add any more. A shipper here. So I've got to Um, basically, I can weigh things myself. Yeah, I've got to get the weigher in. So I've got to get the payload in, send it round so it'll make it past here, and then I've got to take the payload out again and just ship the wooden cube. And then I can send the payload around. This is very clever. I had not thought of doing anything like this, where the bots would just like reject a cube. Because the other thing is that if the bots do recycle this cube, I mean, I say the bots because I don't know if you spotted the description of the puzzle. This is all the bots will set this up. If they do recycle the cube, I'm actually stuck. So at that point, I actually put the puzzle into an unwinnable state where I could run it forever and nothing would happen. I mean, you can do that yourself anyway, but it's a slightly odd state to be in. But yes, so this is interesting. So what I need to do then is get that out, which is going to be awkward because, of course, it's going to give me 5 panels left over. I can take out 5 panels, which is then a little bit awkward. I've got the wrong number of panels left over, which is just a bit of a pain. All right, I can see a way of doing this which is not very efficient, but we'll definitely solve it once. So this is going to come along up here. What I want to do is this one wants to, I think, wait for something to arrive from over there. We're then going to sync up and wait till we're ready. This thing is going to say, all right, give me a cube. I'm just going to, nope, that's not it. I want to kind of take the sides off it. Actually, what is the mass of, hang on, what is the mass of this thing? Mass of that, oh, it's already 150. Actually, I don't necessarily need to worry about the whole, yeah, maybe I won't bother with the 5th one, actually. I might just send 4 at a time, and it'll be slightly inefficient, but it'll be much easier to program. So we're going to go left, right, spin it round, left, right, set it on fire. That will get rid of the top and the bottom. I will then say, all right, slap them back on again. Down. Rotate, left, right. Then I want to say, okay, fine, send me something. So this is then going to send me back. When that says I'll do that, just go up there. That then is going to say, okay, I'm going to send the payload up. Once it's arrived, I want to go, okay, send up. Home. Oops, no. Send up. Home. This, I think, just needs to wait to receive a cube, send it, go home. This thing is going to send it over for me. When I get to here, I then want to say, all right, pull the panels off again. Left, right, rotate, left, right. Isn't going to work very well because next time I'm not going to have room for all of them. Well, let's do it. We'll take those bits off. We'll then send what's left down. And then we'll stick it back together again. Rotate, stick it back together, send it down. Here we're going to say wait for something to turn up. And the first time we're just going to pass it on because that's going to be the payload coming back. So we'll just pass it on. Oops. Then wait for something else to arrive, and that is going to be some wood. So we will do that, and we'll wait for something to turn up. We will attempt to do this. We'll then weigh it, and if it weighs 6, we'll ship it. And then we're done. If it doesn't, then we'll rotate back, and then we'll just go left, right, oops, left, right, and then we're done. So we're going to end up with 4 down here. The next time something comes in, we'll pass on the payload, wait for the wood to arrive, try and we'll have 2 empty spaces, we'll try and stick things on this side. If that works, great, we've taken 2 things out of storage, ship it off. Otherwise, we'll store those 4. Down here, we just need to say, all right, wait for them to turn up, send it left, go home. That's going to do the same. That's going to send it around the loop again. This one... Actually, does this one need to sync? I don't know that it's fine. Let's try it without. It might not need to, because possibly by the time we get... It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Actually, we'll probably do... Just because I don't think this is quite going to have got to the right point. Let's try it. I think this won't quite finish in time. Oh no. Oh, but now it hasn't. Now it's okay. It's 1 step. So if I do that, nope, still. Oh no, it's still. Actually, it's way too early, isn't it? Oh, let's just sync it then. That comes up here. We send it over here. We say, okay, it's heavy enough. We take the sides off, send it down. This goes, okay, send that back on. That's going to go around the loop again. We then put this back together, send it down. We're going to try and stick some sides on it, which is going to fail. So then we're going to disassemble it, which is only just happening in time. This is then going to go, all right, send it down. That goes past. Here they're going to say, all right, spin it round, stick some sides on it. It's heavy enough, brilliant, ship it, done. Next one comes in. This is good fun. I like this. This one comes down. Try and slap some ends on it. Yes, ship. Comes round again. Here's the thing with the bots malfunctioning in the story. Yeah. No, that's actually what the description of the puzzle talks about. It says, oh yeah, the bots have gone wrong. They built a weird production line that's going to throw your cube away. There we go. So only one other person has solved it, and I appear to have solved it faster than that. But they're not. But with more commands. So someone's done it in 45, and also with one device less. One device less is interesting. I suppose you could do it without the weigher if you just basically you would just repeat this. So the first time you just write this out longhand rather than branching. You could do it without the weigher, I guess. And then I mean I can trivially remove some commands. Will that be quick enough? I suspect it will be. Yeah, that's fine. So that's 51. Someone has still got it. Okay, that's not removed enough. Saves me another 2. Actually, I suppose I can just do that. This might work, but it would kind of frankly be a coincidence if it does. It would just be very slow. Yeah, that's slightly too early. Oh, that's too early as well. That's just too. We'll go there. It should send it just before this gets in there. Yeah, there we go. And then it will sit there for a while. This is just waiting a lot. 46! Ah, one off! One off! Where could I save that? Because if I want to try and avoid one of these waits, I have to wait so long for this to come around, I'd need another track. Oh, hang on. When I send this, if I rotate it first, then when this arrives, all I need to do is that. Ship it. But if it's not heavy enough, I can do that. That doesn't help. That's still... No, it doesn't help me at all. I was thinking I could avoid having to rotate it and then rotate it back again. But actually I can't. All I'm doing there is rotating it somewhere else. Thought that would save me 2 rotations here, but it hasn't. So we're going to have to weigh it at the bottom. Nothing I can do about that. Was there a new hat? There was a new hat. Octavius has his cube hat. I haven't actually made I haven't made a channel points thing for it, but yes, Octavius now has a cube hat. That's the right button. There we go. Glass, painted something, metal on top, radiation warning, bit of wood. Yeah. But yes, I need to make a. I haven't got a big one for myself, but yes, I could add a channel points reward for getting Octavius to show up in his new hat. I mean, I guess actually. So, okay, this is going to be awkward, but we'll try it. So, this is going to show up. This is always going to run on step 1. So then this will be That'll send step 2, 3, 4. It'll arrive on step 5. So if I say, okay, move this over. And then say on step 6, do that. I then don't need to wait. Actually, that's not true, is it? Because I might then start doing it in the middle. I might be off. That's not going to work. No. Because it might. I don't know which of these two it's going to be. Yeah, no, that's not true. So I can get rid of the weight, but I don't think I can. At least not like that. Oh, well, I suppose, actually, this would be weird. But if I just did that, like, it would send... Some of them would just get thrown away, wouldn't they? I could do this. Oh, but then that happens. Yes, okay. I don't think this is going to work, but it might do. Because basically this is just going to get thrown away. Yes, that has worked. So that one works. This one goes in and it just goes, no, ship, no, get rid of it. Yeah, but because this happens on a regular beat, actually it's fine. Because this is always going to go, it's going to get sent at the end of here. As it happens, because the parity works. Oh, there we go. That's how you do 45 then. Bam! There it is. That's how you get rid of it. So we've equaled the best score for that. I haven't done the steps yet, but 203 is the... Actually, maybe I have. 203. Okay, I have got the record. It's just that there's this bug with the workshop stuff. And I've done it... I could do it with one fewer device if I just expanded out this loop and just did it the hard way. And the first time come round, store them. And then the next 2 times it comes round, ditch them. So what I would do is I would say... The first time this happens... Actually, at that point, I wouldn't do that. The first time this comes in, I would just say, okay, do that. Rotate, do that. Just store them. The next time one comes in, I would do this and I would say, send it on. Then I would just say, rotate, do that, ship. Do it again, and that I think does it in 9 devices. There we go. So I think we've managed to, well, in one case I think we've set a record, but also we've got the other records, the other bits. We've got 45, we've got 9. We've got 203, which is what that is. There we go. 7 devices is doable. Well, I mean, I guess because the alternative is that you... I mean, frankly, it depends how long you want to take to do it, right? So, yeah, if I only took 2 panels, or 3, if I took 3 panels off with one of these, burned them, burned the rest, put them back on, and sent it, then I take 3 panels off this end. I think you can do it. I think you can take 6. Yeah, I think I can get rid of 3 of these. I can just send 3 panels around every time. It'll take longer to run. So the first time I would just store them. The next time I would then finish off. So yeah, you can say, okay, so you can do it in 6. It would just only send 3 panels at a time. And I'm satisfied that exists. I'm not going to sit here and do it now, but yeah, okay, we can do that in 6. Well, that's pretty cool. So thank you. Now, what's the person's name? RFT50, whoever you are, thank you very much for submitting a level. That was fun. I might actually snip this out of the VOD and stick it up somewhere so that this person can see it. Unless you're in chat, in which case say hi if you'd like to. But yes, that was cool. And I just hadn't thought about doing anything like that, where you're sending the same piece of cube round and round the factory. Yeah, I will write a comment at some point. But if I can then link to a video and say, hey, I played it here, you know, have a look. Yeah, that was cool. I genuinely hadn't occurred to me that. But yeah, that's a fun thing you can do with the level editor, which had not occurred to me. So, fresh pair of eyes. I guess I've been thinking about playing the game and adding all the mechanics and how I'm going to introduce the mechanics and how I'm going to make you ship the right thing for so long that, yeah, someone comes to it fresh and has a cool idea. All right. Well, with that done, I'm going to turn my hand to actually fixing some bugs.